New commitment for Notre Dame in the 2027 class. The Irish getting an elite quarterback. So let's talk about it with Blue and Gold's Tim Hyde. Folks, please hit the thumbs up on this video. Subscribe to the channel for more content and go to Blue and Gold for so much more content on this commitment. And it is Teddy Jarrard from North Cobb High School in Kennesaw, Georgia, the number 171 overall player, number 12 quarterback per the Rivals industry ranking. But just screenshot that because it is going to be a relic in a couple months' time or a few months, whatever, because his rankings are shooting up. Rivals, owned by On3 now, ranks him as the number 52 overall player and number 2 quarterback in the country. So, Tim, before we started recording here, you were like giddy to talk about this commitment. What has you so fired up about Notre Dame landing Teddy Jarrard? We'll talk about the commitment or the recruitment in a second, but let's pop on the film. What do you see on his tape?
Well, I'm not going to lie, Mike. I know we haven't spent a lot of time on 27 quarterback. They only offer two. One quickly is crystal ball, so to speak, to USC, and then you got one or it's plan B, right? And let's just be honest. This guy is an absolute stud. So whatever he's doing, keep doing it. He is, I mean, he's outstanding. I've watched his film multiple times today since you reached out to me. And Mike, after this play and about two more within the first 4 or 5 plays, I thought of two quarterbacks instantly. And okay. He's a taller Baker Mayfield. He's a shorter Trevor Lawrence. He is I don't know why those two guys came to me. There's a clip we'll get to at the end. Mike, he's only 17 miles away from Trevor Lawrence's high school, by the way. I had to Google map that one, which got me excited. I was like, I know Trevor's from Georgia, so they're right down the street from each other. And, you know, I don't go crazy on these videos. You know, I don't like to say this guy's Lawrence Taylor or, you know, Barry Sanders and stuff like that. I'm not saying he's Trevor Lawrence, but my gosh, does he look like him so much in this film. So what I did, because you know I love to watch film, I went back and watched Trevor Lawrence's sophomore film. And please tell me the difference because it is absolutely outstanding. So he's tall, lean, strong. His accuracy as you go through this entire film. I even went back and watched his freshman. His freshman film was outstanding. He, and I know you talked to Cody Belair. I saw the video with On3 you did on your live show before, and I went back and watched some of his Rivals camp stuff or whatever that camp was he was at, Elite 5 or whatever it's called. It's freakish. His release is outstanding. Obviously, people know I'm a big Jimmy Clausen fan. I think he's the best quarterback, him and Brady Quinn, since Rick Meyer, basically when you're going way back when in Notre Dame. And some of the things those two guys did were outstanding at Notre Dame. But you just watch his mechanics, his body. He looked like Trevor Lawrence as a sophomore. Trevor is what, 6'6", he's 6'3 plus. And there's a clip down the road where it's an end zone shot, and you just see his body already as a sophomore is just going to be outstanding. So I don't want to rattle too much because I feel I can because I'm excited as high heck. Notre Dame has offered some dudes, real quick. Has signed some top 5 quarterbacks over the years. Obviously, Clausen, Dane Chris, Malik Zaire was number 3 by Rivals. Brandon Wimbush was a top 5. Phil Jurkovec was the 5th ranked quarterback by Rivals. CJ Carr was number 2 by ESPN. Kenny Minchie was number 5. Mike, none of these guys could throw the ball outside of Clausen like he can. He's that damn good. So when the On3 guys I know talk about him being a potential number 1 quarterback, yes, he's up there. Because I went back and watched a couple of the other guys, where they're ranked really in that top 5, and he's up there, Mike. So talk about his recruiting, his film. He can make every damn throw. Let's just get to it. This is a 5-star quarterback in 2 years. And when he comes to South Bend, he's going to be ready to rock and roll. Yeah.
Well, I have a lot of thoughts about the recruitment, but just Tim, like watching him on film, what doesn't he do? Like he's got a really strong arm. Outside of the pocket, he's tremendous. He's not Lamar Jackson back there, but who is? Like the Baker Mayfield comparison, like I think I like that because Baker's not just like this elite athlete, but like
It's his
Baker is
mobility.
just very, yeah,
It's in the
he
pocket.
can move, and it's the moxie. It's the moxie between the ears just to be able to make things happen. Those natural instincts, the backyard football kind of thing. He can do that. And yeah, I mean, the size at 6'3", I mean, when the film's over and I just look at his page, I'll be able to read that. But that's verified, because the like Cody Belair and Charles Power at these events, they measure, like they take that very seriously, measurements at these events. So that's legit. So he is 6'3"
Yeah.
going into his junior year of high school. The recruitment, Tim, a couple things here. One, Notre Dame said, hey, Michigan and Penn State, we're going to pick you up and we're going to put you in a locker. We're going to shut the door. We just shoved you and locked you in. Like, this is just bullying Michigan and Penn State once again, and in-state Georgia. I don't remember off the top of my head what Teddy's tie is to the Bulldogs. I want to say he has a family uncle or something that played for Georgia. He's an in-state kid who picked an elite quarterback who picked Notre Dame over Georgia, which, Tim, Georgia's like the new Bama when it's like that gold standard in college football, right? I think me and you would agree on that. He's from their backyard. I mean, it's probably like a 60-minute drive without traffic to Athens for him, or so, or maybe 75 minutes. And so there's that element of it. And then the other thing is, I mean, Tim, Notre Dame offered 2 quarterbacks. There were so many folks, so many wannabe pundits, so frustrated about Notre Dame only offering 2 and taking so long to offer quarterbacks. Sometimes you got to trust the process. And Gino knocked this out of the park, because not only is Teddy an outstanding talent, the kid is just wired for Notre Dame. I've talked to him 2 or 3 times now, converse with his family, built for Notre Dame. 100%. Like, the leadership, the kid is so business-minded, goal-focused, goal-oriented, academics. He's fantastic there too. Like, this kid was just like, I can't emphasize this enough. He is wired for Notre Dame.
Go back. If you can, I'm gonna chat for another minute because I'm so excited. We're gonna chat for a bit. Go to the 310 mark. The 310 mark is where you see his size as a sophomore. And you're talking, I mean, right there, just look at his body. That's a sophomore. So this is why I know Trevor Lawrence was a bigger guy. I'm already just like, you just see his body and his age. You're just like, this guy's going to pack more pounds on, going to grow another inch or 2. Who knows what his body's going to develop. I saw this and I got excited as could be, just his whole frame and a couple things. And there's another one. Jump to the 520 mark. I just saw it as you were talking there. It's one of my favorite throws on the film. It's absolutely electric. Right here. Just rewind it. I mean, just look at that. Exactly. Rewind that thing a hair. It is on a dime, on a rollout here, a little boot, little max protection here, and just look at that flick of the wrist. That's just a wrist. I'm throwing that thing on a dime. There's another one on this out route right there, which is outstanding. And then I'm a huge fan. Go to the 550 mark, just a few seconds. I'm a huge fan, as people know when we talk quarterbacks, of throwing out routes. There's one on the 5. There's not a lot in this film. This one right here was just a dime. Look at that.
Yeah.
Right to the money right there. I love that mark right there. That's one of my favorites. But just a few things I noticed is this is a sophomore, and just 2 points real quick, and we'll get some more info on him. Confidence. Just something about his confidence on the film. That's why I just instantly thought of Baker Mayfield. Just like you're saying, the way he moves in the pocket, his film, the way they break this film down is outstanding. His mobility, yeah, I mean, you're right. He's not Lamar Jackson, but who the heck is? But the way he can move in the pocket is awesome. And to me, it shows a lot of confidence in his coaches, where he's been. And then lastly, I like the word trust. And this is something as a coach I notice on some of these throws. He's throwing it to spots on the field, and his wide receivers are making plays, whether it's some of those deep shots or those 15-yard in routes. And to me, players love that. You could tell the guys around him want to play for him because he has confidence in them. He trusts them. I'm going to throw this to the spot, and you're going to go make a play for this team. And I see that with Teddy on this film. So those are just two lasting things that really popped in the film for me.
Yeah. Yeah. Um, yeah, like the Baker Mayfield thing. It's funny. I just saw him on a podcast with the Kelsey brothers, and Baker has got that big personality. I'm telling you, Teddy is personality wise is the opposite. Like the guy is just so laser focused. I I'm a huge fan of Teddy Jarrard. Now he played at North Cobb Christian his first 2 years. He's transferred to North Cobb, so going from the private school to the public school with better competition in the Metro Atlanta area. And first 2 years of high school ball, 4,712 yards, 49 touchdowns, and 16 picks. So yeah, I mean, this is a kid who's gonna end up, his high school career with like 15,000 yards or something. I don't know, like 12,000 yards, something ridiculous. So yeah, everyone pretty much offered him. I mean, he had everybody, and it came down to Notre Dame, Penn State, Michigan, Georgia, and Ohio State. You really can't draw up a better top five, those schools, plus Notre Dame. So quite the commitment. I mean, if Gino Guidugli, if you asked him, look, this is what I'll say about Gino Guidugli's process. People criticized it because it's like it's a big swing, right? And if you don't connect on your first two offers, well, then you have other really talented players, like
And
top 100 players that he could have turned to. But he said, I'm going to go into Louisiana and try to get Peyton Houston, or Georgia and get Teddy Jarrard. I'm Gino Guidugli. I trust in my recruiting, my evaluations. This is Notre Dame. We just came off this national championship run. Now, a big part of why they offered so late is because of the national championship run. Gino didn't get to go see quarterbacks in January. But tip of the cap to Gino Guidugli. I was there. I was like, why is Notre Dame not offering any quarterbacks in March? Like, I mean, so there's got to be some can't miss guys, but Jarrard is one who we weren't really talking about until Gino went to go see him in the spring eval period. And then it was a couple weeks later, Teddy visited campus, threw a little bit for Denbrock and Guidugli, and spent time with Freeman. And it was a foregone conclusion at that point that he'd get his offer. He got it a couple weeks ago. A couple weeks later is the 20th. And then he announced it the next morning along with Peyton Houston. And then here we are a month later, and it's done. Like, this kid, I'm telling you, is just wired for Notre Dame. So
Yeah.
Notre Dame's strong run of quarterback recruiting, like the days of, busts and 3 stars and, 5'9", 5'10" quarterbacks, it's over. Like, Notre Dame really crushing it with quarterback recruiting.
And I want to say one thing, because some people may say, the Ohio State offer, they already have a top 5 quarterback out of Southern California. They wanted him.
They did.
I mean, you just go to the Ohio State sites and listen and read what the Ohio State guys were saying. They wanted him. They were going to take 2 quarterbacks. They got Julian Sand, and then they're getting a kid out of Mission Viejo, where my mom, hello mom, she watches all the shows, lives. So, but you're right, Mike. They wanted 2 guys. So this Ohio State in the final grouping is legit.
Yeah.
So, Mike, I keep going back to, some of the articles since that thing. I know I said it before, but I got to say it again. What the evaluators, Cody and Charles are talking about is legit. This is a guy that's going to be in that top tier of conversation when it comes time to rank the number 1 quarterback. Yeah. He's going to go to the Elite 11 next year. We're going to be talking about him next year at the Elite 11, and he's going to crush it.
Yeah. Cody said that Teddy had the best quarterback performance that he and Charles saw, and Charles was at the Elite 11.
I know.
Like, so if Teddy were in the 26th class, he would probably be in that discussion. Like, that's how damn good this kid is. So, Notre Dame fans, I know you are freaking fired up right now. It's the most important position on the field, and Notre Dame just crushed it with a commitment from Teddy Jarrard. So go ahead, hit the thumbs up on this video. Subscribe to the Blue and Gold YouTube channel for more content. Go to our website, blueandgold.com, for so much more on this commitment. And Tim and I are going to be talking about so many other discussion points in the coming days and weeks about this news. So again, hit the thumbs up. And as always, folks, we'll catch you next time.